the Lions. I mean, that's
Yeah, I know.
everybody's talking about them. I feel like, I mean,
I
no,
know.
the only people really sleeping on them are NFC North fans.
Oh, I know, like Bears fans.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, like
Packers fans.
on TikTok, I see like Bears fans thinking that they're going to be this year's Minnesota Vikings. Like they think honestly,
That's
it's
crazy.
and then poor Justin Fields, he's just going to have to scramble the whole
Yeah.
time. He's going to get
Well,
his ass beat. Oh
there's
yeah,
no
well,
way. Yeah, with the Bears though, there's 100% chance that their offense is better. They address their two biggest needs, receiver and offensive line. But yeah, no, they're still a ways away. Even with an improved defense as well. Like they had a good, for sure, had a good offseason.
yeah, but they paid
They're still
$100
miles
million
behind.
for two linebackers.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I think Justin Fields is the best possible case scenario for an NFC North quarterback because he's actually exciting to watch. He's crazy, like a crazy agilic and athletic and stuff, but he'll never amount to anything as a passer.
no, yeah,
That's like why he's maximum excitement. And like he's not really set up for, yeah, they drafted a rookie lineman, but you know how like rookie linemen work out. He's not going to be a big impact like until probably midway through the year. But yeah, Justin Fields in like 3 years will be trying out for our local CFL team, the
yeah.
Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Nice. Chicago Bears never had a 4,000-yard passer. Crazy.
Yeah, Goff would have been the best passer
Mhm.
in Bears history last year.
Jim Harbaugh, 10th most passing yards in Chicago Bears history. Played that like one season.
Yeah, that tells you everything you need to know. If Jay Cutler's on your Mount Rushmore, ooh,
Yeah.
you know,
Jay Cutler and the original RG3, Rex Grossman the third.
yeah, you brought him in the Super Bowl, right? That was Rex
Yep,
Grossman, right?
sure
Yeah.
was. Against Colts. Peyton's only as a Colt.
The Bears they're following the outline that's worked for them in the past. It's like, oh, as long as we have a good defense, we can have this idiot being our quarterback.
Yeah. Seems like they're they pretty much have to commit to him. And he is pretty fun. Yeah, like you said, he's fun to watch, but it's not winning football, it's
Yeah, he has upside, definitely, but like not really as a passer. I don't know. I mean, there'll be kind of no excuse this year, right? With all their, what DJ Moore added to the mix. I think
no
Mooney's a
excuse.
great receiver too, and yeah, there's no excuses if like once he throws for like 3,400 yards this year, I'll give you a good look in the eyes of you.
34. Huh.
But,
I'll take
what do
the
you,
over on that. I'm thinking like 36-50.
dude? There were games where he would have like 7 attempts
Yeah.
or 7 completions or something.
That was early in the season. But still, especially, I mean, I watched a lot of Justin Fields, him being on my fantasy team. But yeah, I mean,
I'm staying away from him in fantasy. I don't want nothing to do with him.
I'm not gonna say that I'm staying away from him. I still like him in fantasy, but if you look at some of these like PFF fantasies, like they got him going like 3.
That's fine. Take him at 3.
Like Mahomes, Hurts, Fields. Like
yeah,
what?
whatever. I'm all for it. Take him.
Yeah.
Yeah, on your sheet that you print out, put him at 1.
Bears are favored to win 6 games this year. Kind of crazy.
I think
Lions projected to win, or favored to win 12 games this year.
Are they really?
Yep. 12-5 against the spread this year.
Yeah, I think I don't know, dude. Like honestly, I'm not gonna come out and say that like, oh, we're beating the Chiefs, right? Not gonna say that.
I actually think we are. Like,
what I think what we really have going for us against the Chiefs is how new and how like we completely revamped our secondary. There's going to be no film on these guys. They don't know how they're.
Yep.
I don't. So we could really catch them like with a left hook. They just they're just not going to know what to expect necessarily because I mean everybody Sutton, Mosley, CJ3, we drafted Brandt. Who knows like what his impact's going to be early on? There's no rush for him to even play, but he's obviously a stud. So we'll see. It's just everything in Jack Campbell. Like I mean, everything on our defense is so new that there's no possible way that they'll know how to prep for it. So that's what I think we have going for us. But then again, it's in Arrowhead, first game of the year, super primetime game. That's assuming Goff, plays a good game. I mean, we could, We could win, but I'm not gonna hold my breath.
The Lions are entering that game matching KC's energy. Like we're talking KC ring ceremony. Like there's going to be incredible energy from them. But somehow, I think we're still going to match it. The only team to be able to say that, like we're going to match KC's energy that game. So Patty Mahomes, he's 5-0 in his season openers, and he's like played like the best September football in NFL history. I think that stat's a little inflated because from his first year as a starter when he was just like throwing for 5-6 touchdowns a game in September against the Steelers. When teams didn't have much, didn't really know who this dude was
against the Raiders.
But I think something's got to give. I think we actually get it done. Let us get. I mean, we're gonna have to put up at least 31 points in that game to win.
Things are gonna get so crazy. Like if honestly, if the Lions do win, things are gonna get real crazy. People are gonna talk real crazy. Except 97-1. 97-1 would be like, oh yeah, but we had this turnover.
Actually,
and we missed a tackle. That's like what they'll be saying. But
yes, a Spartan Radio 97-1 ticket. They've actually been pretty supportive of the Lions. Just crazy. They they even defend like the callers that come in. But I'm loving this Lions team. I feel like someone that people are forgetting. Well, actually, let me ask you, and don't steal mine. Who's like the Lions player that jumps out to you that people are forgetting about? Like who's like
Tracy
we got Tracy Walker. Okay, you know what? Actually, he slipped my mind.
Dude, Tracy Walker, because he's completely healthy now, and dude, he was like the heart and soul of our defense a few years ago.
He played good in that Eagles game
dude, when he's not the number one guy in your defense, Tracy Walker's a sweet addition to any defense. Honestly, I think he's the guy that's slipping people's mind that
could have that's a good one. Year. You know who mine is. Why don't you just say mine?
Slipping people's mind on the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, on the Detroit Lions defense. Who's slipping people's minds? Like people, you got Jack Campbell fresh in our minds. We got Rodrigo fresh in our minds. Aiden Hutch fresh in people. Who people forgetting about?
Romeo Okwara.
Okay, yeah, people sleeping on him. Okay,
no, who? Tell me.
Come on, Jerry Jacobs, man.
Oh, obviously, dude. Jerry Jacobs. Because Jerry Jacobs is going to be... Oh, dude, is he? He is going to be a fourth corner, which is actually kind of crazy to think about. He'll be like... He's a super good depth player, I would say. No doubt. I mean, he was the number 2 corner at one point last year for us, and he was playing fucking stout, dude. Jerry Jacobs...
He was. Him in man coverage, he's like...
That's the difference between like this year and like a couple years ago even, is our depth is... pretty crazy right now. Even for like D end, dude, our depth on D end is pretty, it's pretty crazy. The only thing we don't have true depth in is D line, but I've been seeing Zach Pascal as as like
he's an X factor on that D line for sure.
He was a second rounder last year. Everyone forgot about him.
Yep,
everyone forgot about him. We have depth everywhere, even tight end, dude. Yeah. Zolstra, no one thinks about Zolstra, but God, he's one of the best blocking tight ends in the NFL.
Yeah, we got some good tight ends. But last year, our secondary was our weakness, I'd say, than our interior line. But like now, this year...
I would say our true weakness on defense right now is the experience at linebacker position. That's what I would say is our true... And then depth at D-line. I would say that's our true weakness. Because it's not our secondary anymore. It's obviously not our secondary anymore.
So here's my win prediction. I need to get yours. I'm locking in. If we beat the Chiefs, we're getting 13 wins for sure. If we lose to the Chiefs, I'm saying 11 wins and 1 tie.
Let me just read me the schedule. I'm not looking at it. Read me the schedule.
Right. Then, Chiefs, Seahawks.
We go one by one. So Chiefs. I'm going to be humble and say loss.
Okay, hold up. Let me pull it up. So, pause. All right, so here's the Lions schedule this year. We got the Chiefs.
All right, I'm gonna say loss. So we're 0-1.
All right, Seahawks. Big game. We're 0-1.
Are we home?
Almost. We are home. Almost feels like a must-win if we're going 0-1, even though it's not.
I'm gonna say we beat the Seahawks.
Yeah, 1-1. Okay, and then still home. Falcons. Jeff Okuda revenge game.
We're beating the Falcons. We're 2-1 now.
Yep. Okay, and then we play the Packers twice this year, both on Thursday. Week 4 Thursday night at Lambeau.
That's a win for sure.
For sure a win. And then week 5.
The Lions don't lose in Lambeau anymore.
Yeah. So we got absolutely torched by the Panthers last year. We see them week 5 at Ford Field.
That's gonna be a win. Rookie quarterback, just interesting scenario. All right, we're winning. So what is that? 4-1 or 3-1?
You got us at 4-1. All
right, 4-1.
Week 6, we might have Kyle Trask with his season debut. We're at Tampa Bay.
That's also a win.
Yep. Okay, and then week 7 at Baltimore.
That's a loss.
Yeah, I know you probably wanting to say loss because you keep saying win, but
I'm saying loss.
I'm thinking win there.
That's a tough scenario, man.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's a revenge game. We did good against Lamar, in 2021 when they beat us on the 67-yard field goal.
I say it's a very close loss, like last second field goal again type thing, or overtime loss.
Maybe from 68 yards.
I'm saying it's a scrappy, close loss.
All right. Week 8, Monday night. We are home against the Raiders. Jimmy G. Maybe Aiden O'Connell.
We're home against the Raiders on Monday night?
Yep.
Dude, I don't know why in my gut. Just because I feel like this is the no-brainer dub.
Yep.
Just, God, maybe I'm just like, my mind's
too bright?
My mind's just too polluted being a Lions fan for too long. But dude, in my gut, I swear I'm feeling a loss.
Damn. Okay. SOL type loss. Week 8, Monday night, and then we got a bye week. What's the bye week activity? What are we doing? Or what are the Lions doing? We studying a little bit, but like playing a little pickleball or something like.
Yeah, the Lions are going to play some pickleball, maybe some hockey.
Okay.
Maybe what month is that in?
Week 8. I don't know.
Maybe watching
December.
some Tigers playoffs.
Or no, that's not December.
Yeah. No, that's too late for
November.
September, October. Yeah. No, it's probably November. Oh yeah, probably just getting prepped for Thanksgiving.
All right, so week 10, I got my second loss. It's mid-season. Attrition set in. We're on the other side of the continental U.S. We're week 10 at LA Chargers. What are you thinking there?
You have us losing? I have us losing to the Raiders. I have us beaten for sure, LA.
Okay. Yep. And then
wait, we played the Rams and the
Rams.
Chargers. Oh, you're saying the Chargers, right?
Yeah, we're at SoFi week 10.
I have a loss there.
Okay. Damn. So that's 3 in a row. What's going on, man? What's 97 talking with 3 with no wins in 4 weeks? What you're forecasting?
Oh, 97-1. Like Volante's like, I'm thinking about moving back to New York to cheer for the Giants, and he's saying all kinds of shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of mixed emotions if this happens. Okay, but then
what's our record? I actually have us at 3 losses in a row.
You got us at 4 losses. Yeah, three losses in a row. You got us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got us at 5-4 right now.
That's all right because we're going 6-0 in the NFC North.
I mean, we're getting 313 Sports Park absolutely getting attacked by Bears fans and Packers fans right now. If we, sitting at 5-4 with no wins in 4 weeks.
That's okay. You saw what happened last year.
Yep.
Had a little drought.
And then that stretch happens. We end the last 8 weeks with 5 division games. Week 11, we're home against Chicago.
Winning all of them.
Okay.
By close to double digits. By double digits.
Week 12, Thanksgiving.
Against the Packers this year?
Yeah. Give me some Thanksgiving preview. What can we think,
Honestly, I think the final score of that is going to be 31-17.
31-17. Okay.
Thanksgiving, we go home. We finally get to see Jared Goff and Jahmyr Gibbs and Jack Campbell eat a chicken wing.
Okay, yeah. It's always 3 guys. It's usually 3 players eating some turkey.
That's my prediction. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. It's going to be. Oh, it could be Amon-Ra though.
Hey,
I'm going to say Goff, Gibbs, and Campbell are eating a turkey wing.
All right,
or a turkey leg.
That's a good one.
Who's your prediction for eating turkey?
I'm gonna go MCDC, because he's just like people. He can't get enough airtime. And then if we're winning, which we are, it's got to be Goff. And then probably Amon-Ra St. Brown. Pretty boring. Guess there, but
against the Bears, against Jordan Love, the way I'm thinking, I'm like, well, he's probably throwing 2 picks or fumble. Maybe Jack Campbell forces a fumble, or maybe Chauncey, maybe he gets a couple picks, or Kirby. It could even be Kirby, but we'll see.
Hey, Kirby, Louis Riddick called on ESPN. He's calling for an all-pro season from Kirby. And this is a guy
that's high praise out of a third rounder last year. But he did have he had a phenomenal, definitely second half of the season, but he grew a lot last year. That's why our defense is scary, dude, because I talked about Tracy Walker being available. Dude, Tracy Walker might just be like a package guy, which is crazy.
He is going to be a package guy.
Just a few years ago, he was the heart and soul of our whole fucking defense. He had a captain badge, I want to say.
Yeah. I don't think he's a starter. Gardner Johnson's going to be floating around.
We invested in him, though. We signed him for 3 years. So, we're going to see Tracy Walker out there.
Actually, Tracy Walker invested in us, man. He said, I'm going to give back some money, and, we're going to get this thing done.
Yeah, because if not, he probably would have been gone, just like Romeo Cora. They would have probably just bounced him. I hate to say that. But with us signing Tracy, again, now that I'm thinking, I think if we're going to retain a guy that we picked up on our defense this year, obviously other than Sutton, because he also has a 3-year, it's going to be rather Mosley or Chauncey. We're not keeping both. It's one or the other, I believe.
Okay. Mid-season trades are,
yeah, definitely. We could end up seeing,
they don't happen as much.
What if, Mosley could have, maybe he goes out like week 3, he misses like a week, and maybe he's banged up, but he's doing good. Maybe we trade him for like a 2nd, 3rd rounder. I could easily see something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Although, obviously I want that, because that's usually what teams do when they're on the out, but you never know.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep going. Sorry.
No, you're good. That's good. I like that. So the 7-4 Lions, we're giving the shit back to the Bears fans and the Packers fans. So we're 7-4, and we're at the Saints at New Orleans. Derek Carr, what do you think?
In New Orleans?
In New Orleans, Jamal Williams.
That's right, because I think
tour.
That's the game that Sam wants to go to this year.
Okay.
So there's potential that we're at this game. We're beating New Orleans for that passenger. Yeah, we're beating New Orleans.
Energy into the stadium, and I think the Lions pick up on that.
Yeah, we're beating New Orleans. Yeah, we according to my what I'm thinking, we had a little mid-season slump, but we're going in hot into the playoffs. Yeah. So that's a W.
Okay. And then week 14, we're at Soldier Field. Justin Fields again.
Huge W by at least 20, probably 20 points.
We beat him by our second time against them last year.
Yeah, Bears fans be like, but we paid $100 million to 2 linebackers. How are you?
Yeah.
It's probably still going to be similar score, 38 to honestly 38-10, 38-14 type.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be but don't worry, you'll be watching ESPN, seeing the highlights. You'll see Justin Fields' 72-yard run that he got tackled at the 1 for. And people will be like, oh man, he, Justin Fields. But then he'll throw 2 picks and, fumble.
This is actually where I have my 3rd loss for Detroit.
Yeah, we're not
only because, so Packers and Bears, obviously that's one of the biggest rivalries in football, but that's dead. Those 2 teams are pretty mid this year. I think the Bears' biggest rival is actually us right now. So I think the Bears
that's Bears fans' biggest rival right now, because they hate to see that little brothers, up and running right now. But no, we're not losing the Bears. But all right,
team giving it everything they got in the first half. They throwing, you know how you save that playoff playbook. Well, they're throwing their playoff playbook in week 14. I'm thinking, we'll probably beat them, but just for the
they're going to do a fake punt against us. You're saying?
Yeah, they'll they're going to have DJ Moore, throw a fucking touchdown or something. But I don't know. We'll probably beat them. I don't know. I have us going 4-2 in the division this year, with winning 13 games though, and taking the North. But But yeah, we probably win there. Week 15, we're home against the Broncos. Wild Boy Hefe coming in. What do you think about that game?
All right, you want my true prediction here?
Yep.
Aiden Hutchinson's second sack of the game will come in the late half of the second quarter, and he's going to hurt Russell Wilson.
Oh, okay. Make sure to
Yep.
clip that. Yeah, I mean the Broncos can't get any worse this year. I mean it was just Jerry Jeudy last year.
They got to be on the up, right? I mean they don't have any fixed, but
I think so.
They got to be on the up. They're going to get fixed up a little bit.
Yeah, that Tim Patrick coming back, Sutton coming back. They got KJ Hamler coming back. All those guys were hurt last year. All they had was Jerry Jeudy. They bring in Samaje Perine. They bring in head coach Sean Payton.
Javonte Williams will be back too.
Yeah, I mean he literally tore everything.
I like him. I know that I do like him a lot though. I think he is actually a solid running back.
So they have all those offensive pieces coming back.
Oh, Samaje Perine though from the Bengals. That's not bad.
Yeah, they brought him over. Yeah, we still beat him though. And I'm sure some of those guys will be hurt at this time of the season. You know, it's week 15 and it's the NFL. Definitely, I think we win there. And a thing to note, Trey, so here our last, so from week 12 to 18, week 12 dome, week 13 dome, week 14 Soldier Field, not a dome, week 15 dome, week 16 dome, week 17 dome, week 18 dome. You know, that's, I mean, hey, it's cold.
And hopefully
cold season.
No, I do. I know what you're saying. Hopefully, heading into the playoffs, we're playing in another dome, like in Detroit, right? But like, dude, if like for some reason, I mean, if we win the division, but for some reason, say like we go to Seattle for like a game, that's going to be a big change up, you know?
Yeah.
For a playoff game, it's going to be fucking freezing rain coming down.
You're right.
The way the stadium's set up is that the cold breeze from the water heads to the away side. So I mean,
we won't see Seattle at Seattle in the playoffs.
I'm just thinking of like, because we're not going to see the Packers. I mean, obviously we're not playing Buffalo in the playoffs, something like that. But
no, I just think it's something. It's honestly worth knowing. Like this in cold weather. I mean, we're playing indoors. So that's got to help with injury
prevention. Look at us in cold weather last year, though, man. Last game of the year.
That was great, but the Panthers game was not. That was -8.
No, it wasn't. I thought it was like in the 20s.
Truefield, I believe, was -8.
Maybe it was, because I know that it was the coldest game in Carolina Panthers history.
That's right. Yep. So week 16, we're at the Vikings. It's our first game against the Vikings. Week 16.
Yeah, that's right. In Minnesota.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that one with an asterisk. I think we won that, but we could lose that close.
Yeah, that's where I had my fourth and final loss.
I don't think we're going 4-2. I think at worst in our division we're going 5-1.
I got us beating KC though. You know.
Yeah, true. I have us losing.
Yeah, your Raiders type loss was my at Bears type loss. You know.
Yeah, just because, like, you know what I mean? I feel like maybe I need to get this out of my head, same old Lions bullshit, but I feel like that's a game that everyone has us winning, that we just for some reason just like golf last year even, man. I mean, especially against like the Panthers, like, it's hard for a quarterback to be consistent that often throughout the entire year. So, I don't know. The Raiders just seems like that time. Monday night, everyone's hype. Everyone's thinking for sure it's a win. Everyone's there. Tough loss, but we'll see. Hopefully not.
And then what? Just stay with them at week 8. I mean, I'll get to week 17 after. Week 18, we beat them while we're home, right? I mean,
yeah. And this is
no asterisk.
With no more Thielen or anything like that. Jay Jettas is getting shaded the whole game. Borderline double coverage. We're not. I don't think we're losing to the Vikings, dude. What's Delvin Cook do anymore?
Yeah. Weird thing with Jetta. So his worst game of the year last year and his
best game
in Vikings history was
220 yards or something against the Lions.
Yeah, and weird how that works, because the game he had 14 yards, they won. The game where he set a franchise record, they got torched. I mean, didn't get torched, but we controlled that entire game.
That's like when Calvin Johnson had like something stupid, like how
320
many yards?
against Cowboys.
Yeah, we won that game, or did we lose that game?
We won. That was the
Okay.
Stafford. You know, and then
What the hell was that?
Riley. He's screaming Riley as in Raiola.
No. What did you?
Oh.
Did you just sneeze?
No. That was high pitched Stafford voice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or actually Riley Reef, not Raiola. Riley Reef, who's a Patriot.
Yeah, that was at home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Cowboys, Week 17 at Cowboys.
See, that's a tough one. So
Very tough.
With the Raiders.
Preview.
With like the Raiders, I said, it was a tough game. We should have definitely won that.
Mhm.
This is going to be a game that we're favored to. We'll probably be plus like.
You know what? Hey, this game will
plus,
get flexed to Sunday night. Calling that right now. This game
we'll
will be played on
probably
Sunday
plus
night.
like 5.5 or something. And
You think
I feel
we'll
like
be plus 5.5?
Who's home?
Dallas.
Plus, maybe it's plus 1.5, plus 3 then.
I think
Plus
Detroit will
3.5.
be. I think Detroit will be. At this point in the season, I think we'll be minus 1.5
in Dallas.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I know if you look at the odds right now.
We're gonna be.
If you look at the odds right now, though, obviously we're favored to lose. But this is
This is the game that we put it all together, though. I was just saying.
Everybody's caught on to how good the Lions are at this point. Even Bears fans are caught on to how good the Lions are at this point.
We're beating that. No, we could be undefeated at this point. Bears fans be like.
And let me ask you one more question about that game, unrelated to the NFC playoffs. So it's a fantasy Super Bowl. What's like one big thing that could happen in this game in the fantasy Super Bowl? What are you seeing? I'm thinking CeeDee Lamb getting seatbelted all game. Only 39 yards, maybe one bullshit touchdown. But
yeah, maybe this is like one of those weird games too. Amon-Ra gets seatbelted too, but J-Mo has 148 yards and 2 tutties.
Hey, Amon-Ra not getting seatbelted. That's a Detroit thing. He might get. Yeah.
Maybe J-Mo has a big game. He was on maybe he's on the waiver wires after week 4 because someone doesn't want to hold on to him that long. And someone has like a weight. It could be a big J-Mo game.
J-Mo fantasy football league.
What if it's like a Sam Laporta? He's 8% started. And for some reason he has.
Yeah, you gotta imagine Van Ash of the Cowboys. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, Van Ash.
You gotta imagine he's probably hurt by now.
So wait, you're thinking of Lucas Van Ness? Or are you thinking of Vander Esch?
Vander Esch. Yep.
Yeah.
You gotta think Vander Esch at this point in the season probably hurt. So I'm thinking.
Dude, he's hurt after week 3. You know what I mean? He's like Sean Lee.
Thinking maybe Marvin Jones has been taking a back seat for too long, and he shows out this game.
You know exactly how I think Marvin Jones is going to have the exact same production he did after he left the Bengals, like when he came initially. It's going to be like an every other week thing almost. One game you don't even hear his name. The next game he has a crazy fucking vertical catch over, whoever over Jair Alexander, and you're like, holy shit, man, where's this guy been all year? Then the next game, nothing. Next game, another fucking crazy catch. No, he's gonna pretty much take on. I think he's gonna take on the DJ Chark role truly, except he won't be hurt, but he'll probably still have the same.
He won't have that blazing
like
speed,
500-600 yards, and 4 touchdowns or something.
All right, that completes the schedule. Let me take a quick break.
Just tell me a couple players that you have your eye on, not on the Lions. Other teams. Tell me a couple players you have your eye on and why.
I like Jordan.
Not for fantasy or for whatever.
Okay. Well, I always think of it like from a fantasy because I feel like I know the Lions inside and out. But then the rest of the NFL, I definitely know, but I kind of look at the rest of the NFL from a fantasy perspective. And from a fantasy perspective, I'm super high in Jordan Addison, especially if I draft Justin Jefferson. I just think, especially with his draft capital, he's going to have a great year. He's going to assume he's going to be an upgrade to Adam Thielen. And
Dude, he's like, isn't Jordan Addison like 5? Dude, like something
yeah,
small. Isn't he like?
he's smaller, which we both don't like. But I mean, hey, first year that'll matter.
I
mean,
don't mind it,
that's
but
maybe a
wouldn't
durability
you
thing.
consider Amon Ra like a smaller end receiver?
Yeah,
Because I believe he's 5'11" or 6 foot. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He's
Actually,
he's
that's
your height.
average. So he's average height.
Yeah,
And when you're as
we
good
really
and as
do know
smart and as strong as Amon Ra, then you can get away with being average height.
we really, you know how like I remember hearing this like a lot. Actually, I remember 97.1 saying this like when I was a kid, back like when the Patriots were like a dynasty. You know how like everyone's like their big point, if you know the team or not, it'll be like name 3 offensive linemen. You know,
Yeah.
how many do you think you can name on the honestly on the offensive line for the Lions
And how many offensive linemen can I name?
without looking? Don't look it up.
No. Steinberg, tall guy, skipper, Ragnow, Glasgow, uh, Penei Sewell, um,
You're still
um,
you're still missing
yeah,
our
Buddy out of William and Mary, Taylor Decker, Balatai.
yeah, Vaitai is definitely like, and then Carbonara.
Yeah, and then
Chicken
Buddy out
carbonara.
of William and Mary, Colby
I
or
can't
something.
even.
Yeah,
What's his name? I
I
can't.
mean that's
I
like
don't even know
8.
what his
I don't
name is.
know. That's like 8 or 9.
All right. Anyway, sorry. Keep going.
Oh, with like people flying
Yeah.
up.
So you were talking about Addison.
So,
Sorry.
another guy. So, say we were to do a draft right now, today, just a redraft, no dynasty. A guy that I would probably jump on, maybe even 2 rounds above his ADP, would be. And I'm talking, we're drafting today. Alexander Madison. I hate to go into the Viking, but
Oh, no doubt.
I feel like he's got serious potential to be a fantasy RB1 this year.
He's got a lot of tread
Yeah,
on his tires. And
Yeah. Delvin Cook might even get dealt. Like you could see, like watch like a team like KC grab him, or I don't know, the Chargers or something. Yeah, I like Madison. He's obviously you and I are big fans. He runs hard.
yeah, he was in the 2019
And
draft.
even
I want to
if
say, and
even if Cook doesn't go, he's still gonna get looks. And then another guy that I'm taking, maybe like run 1 round above ADP is Elijah Mitchell. That was like last year. It was like, I don't want this guy. But this year, it's like, he could probably see like 40% of the rushes, and probably see some goal line work. The 49ers are for sure going to load manage CMC. So a guy like Eli Mitchell, I'm definitely if I do, let's just say I do 10 drafts because I'm always around that range. I bet you I take Mitchell in 5 of them. And then
what do you think about
Laporta.
the Walker situation?
Kenneth Kenny Walker?
Yeah, like
he's that's definitely a guy I'm not taking. That's Ryan's super high on him right now. I'm definitely not taking him. They got so many weapons over there. Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith-Njigba, DK Metcalf, Zach Charbonnet, a running quarterback. I just, he's a good player. He's pretty good, but they just got too many weapons, man. I'm not taking a third. Actually, he's a second rounder, ain't he? Mid-second, probably mid to late second. I'm not spending. I'd rather have T. Higgins than Kenneth Walker, and T. Higgins for sure ADP's lower. Who would you rather have, T. Higgins, Jalen Waddle, or Walker?
Jalen Waddle.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and those guys, I know for sure those two got lower ADP or higher. Those guys are going early third. Kenneth Walker's going mid to late second. But as a player, I mean, I still think he's great. He's gonna probably follow career-wise the same path as all these older backs do. But as for this year, I mean, I'm not going to say he's going to be a bust. He's going to be a good player.
Okay.
And probably like, I mean, from a strictly just a fantasy perspective for redraft leagues, I mean, Zach Charbonnet couldn't have went to a worse place.
Yeah.
Pretty mediocre offensive line. So many weapons. Who's someone that you're liking flying under the radar? We'll just say from a fantasy perspective.
From a fantasy perspective, all right. So like like how what they always say, like first year running backs,
Yeah.
they have a chance to just kill it.
Oh yeah.
But like second year receivers, right?
Oh yeah.
Second,
Sheesh.
so
Second and third.
so second, third year receivers. So and on the receiver, because you were bringing up a lot of receivers, that's why I have it on my mind. So I'm gonna name three, and I'm gonna say just because they're all in the same situation, I'm gonna name three receivers, and then one of them's gonna pan out to be a boom, and the rest could be bust. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Traylon Burks, who knows what Levis is gonna have in store for him? You know what I mean? Literally, who knows? But I think Traylon Burks is actually a pretty talented receiver. Same with
Yeah, I like Traylon Burks.
Pierce on the Colts, because he was such a vertical guy at Cincinnati. And, obviously Pittman's still there, so Pittman's going to get a lot of the, so it not like Burks. Burks is kind of like the number one, which is tough, but Pierce isn't. So Pierce could have but who knows, who knows what Richardson has in store for him. And then Drake London, who knows what Ritter has in store for him. I think one of those three guys will end up booming. The other two will just fizzle out or just not have a good year. Those are two guys that definitely
good takes. That just reminds me. What'd you say about Ritter?
I mean, dude, who knows what he's about, right? I mean,
hey, believe it or not, that's actually in your league only. So a superflex, a 12-person superflex league. Desmond Ritter's definitely a guy I'm looking at in the second to last round, and like I'm happy about it. Like I'm walking away thinking I don't want to say steal, but like I'm just really happy with the pick. I think Ritter could be really good this year.
Who knows what he has in store for? So, but like say Ritter comes out swinging. That means Drake London's probably going to be looking pretty good during that time.
Yeah, Drake London had an amazing season last year for
he did.
Shitty quarterback play that he had.
He did.
Given. And he's still only 21 years old. But another guy,
Olave, dude, like even someone that was like established last year, like Olave, who actually had a good year. Who knows what who knows what Derek Carr's gonna have in store for him? I'm assuming Carr's gonna target him and he knows his potential, but really, who knows?
Hey, in a half PPR format, another guy real quick. I'm tempted to go Jamar Chase 103. First round, third pick.
What? Quick question for you too.
Yep.
What you said 103? Jamar Chase third pick?
Third pick overall. I'm tempted.
I tried to brush past that. But where do you think like Khalif Raymond gets drafted in fantasy with J-Mo being out?
Does he get drafted?
Well, who's our number 2 receiver?
Marvin Jones.
Okay, all right. So is it Raymond or is it Reynolds? Who's like our
I would say they're both kind of third. I mean,
I would think Raymond is more than Reynolds, right?
Or Khalif Raymond is more of a utility kind of guy, kind of like a Michigan AJ Henning, because he's our specialist. But I guess in the traditional sense, Reynolds would be our third.
What about Calvin Ridley?
Oh, I like Calvin Ridley. In the mock drafts, I always do like a sauna mock draft, pass the time along, sweat out some sweat, get rid of that alcohol in my body. I've been taking actually both Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley. They both go around the same ADP. I'm high on them.
What do you think about what do you think about Watson then? A guy like Christian Watson.
Watson.
I mean,
that is so tough.
I know.
I mean, him and Love. When Aaron Rodgers missed like 2 games last year, I know he kind of balled out in one of them. I mean, I like him. It's probably a guy I'm avoiding.
I'm 100% avoiding him.
I mean, I could see, especially a Lions heavy fantasy football draft, I could see a lot of guys avoiding him. To where I might take him if the value is just too overwhelming
I
based
feel
off
like
his
every time
ADP.
you say you're avoiding guys, you end up getting them. You're gonna end up getting Christian Watson in 4 leagues.
No, I mean, I've always avoided guys like Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Tyler Lockett my whole career. I had him last year in Uncle Rogers League because I picked
love
him
Mike
up.
Williams though. I don't know why I have such a soft
Yeah.
spot for drafting Mike Williams.
90 air yards a game.
What do you think, Johnson? Where's he going?
Quentin Johnson. So I'm taking Quentin Johnson over Mike Williams, but I mean, well, I'm not because Quentin Johnson's fallen probably like 14th round. But that's a guy.
There's no way.
Is he going way higher? Is he going?
I mean, dude, he's already ahead of guys like Carter and like Josh Palmer, right? He's got to be their third option, and then that's like, and you're coin flipping game to game if Mike Williams and Keenan will even play. And I heard Keenan could be on the way out too.
Yeah, he could be. Chargers drafted 3 guys from TCU. They drafted 2 receivers from TCU.
Wow.
Another guy I would start. You know, I'm going to need another quarterback to play matchups with, but I would draft Jared Goff to start him for 8 games this year. I would.
Oh, easily.
Because
yeah, if we're playing the Vikings twice a year with their, their shit, dude, the Vikings kind of just did not address. The Vikings kind of did like what the people thought the Lions did, because the Lions didn't necessarily need to draft, I guess, in hindsight, like a defender right away. The Vikings kind of had to draft a defender.
Yeah.
They got, because they didn't have any huge. I mean, the Vikings Goff could throw for like 400 yards in both the Vikings games, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, they got Byron Murphy in free agency, but
we could have like a total offensive day of like literally 500 yards against the Vikings back-to-back, or almost back-to-back weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
in a weird way, it's almost beneficial, I think, that the Lions end against the Vikings, because they will be entering the playoffs hopefully on just such a high note.
Yeah.
After a fucking great
Lions,
a division rival, for crazy offensive numbers. I don't know.
Lions always a great last week team too.
Because
it seems the same like SOL, so maybe we lose that.
Seems like Prater, ends up throwing a touchdown somehow. What do you think about Badgley? Is he gonna stick on our roster or is he even gonna make the team? You think
he's making the team for
sure. 1 year.
Yeah, he's our kicker.
Is that? Do you think that's our biggest weekness?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's kind of tough.
That and our interior line, our biggest weakness.
Honestly, Josh, like a 50-yard field goal to win a playoff game. How do you feel when you see Badgley line up?
I'm closing my eyes.
Dude, I will be sick.
He's good inside 45.
That's why I say 50.
Yeah, but you get to the 50 range and like in clutch,
I will be sick to my stomach if
my nails are bleeding
to a playoff game or to win a playoff game. Our first one since '91.
Yeah.
And it's Badgley lining up.
I mean, we beat the Bills if Badgley has the clutch.
Dude, look at the Vikings' history for just some terrible beats, or even Super Bowl beats. Dude, it's an important position.
Yeah,
it's an important position.
Blair Walsh.
Oh, dude.
So real quick before we wrap up, so we'll just say with yours you got like 5 losses, that 12-5 range, with 1 asterisk. We'll just say that we're the 3 seed in the AFC. So we probably see like a Seattle, or
that's why I brought up Seattle. That's why I brought up Seattle, because
we're not going to be at Seattle though.
I mean, we got to win the division, right? The only other team I would say that even has the hopes for that is the Vikings, but they're not going to.
Hey, maybe it's like a Stafford, like maybe the Rams get hot and they get that 6th seed, or or it's the Vikings or something.
I don't think the Rams are. Yeah, the Rams are not going to.
Yeah, probably not. But
where's Kupp going this year? You think? Where's he getting drafted? I feel like a lot of people are kind of sleeping on Kupp right now.
I think he goes probably like pick 9. I mean, are you drafting Travis Kelsey over Cup?
Ooh, uh, dude, that's a really good question.
I think I'm going.
I think I'm still going Kelsey just because of. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's just not my philosophy to take a tight end at pick 6, and that's where
I
his
agree,
ADP
but
is.
just of how much better he was than any other tight end below him,
Yeah,
the value spot on that.
and it's another drop off year with tight ends. I mean, it's like, is Mark Andrews tight end too? Because I don't really want him either. You know, I might just grab Sam Laporta with the last round.
Yeah, tight end. But like that, that's like why it's such an advantage. And it's like, oh, maybe instead of getting Cup in the first round, I just go and get, whoever in the second round and then get Kelsey because it's such if you have 16 weeks in a fantasy week, I'm gonna assume 15 of them he's gonna end up outscoring the tight end. That's such an advantage.
Yeah, it is. Would you rather Josh Jacobs or those two? Josh
No,
Jacobs, Cup, or Kelsey?
I love Josh Jacobs, and I've had him on my fantasy team every year besides last year. I'm still taking Kelsey, I think, over.
Okay.
No
I'm
doubt.
rocking. I'd rock Josh Jacobs again this year.
But you know how it is. I'm going to end up drafting 3 running backs in the first 3 rounds. And actually, I might not do that this year. We'll see.